Hello, and welcome to Talking Smarks. I'm Josh, and I'm going to go ahead and dive right into it. This is the second episode of the show that I am recording from my house. So what we're going to go ahead and do here for you is just give you just a quick little rundown of everything that is going on within the professional wrestling industry. If it sounds a little quiet there at the beginning of the recording, I apologize. I'm still getting used to this brand new microphone. And let's go ahead and get it started here. Both AEW and WWE are both currently giving us some incredible television. As of late, I myself cannot wait for this week's AEW Dynamite, where we're going to get Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The American Dragon versus the Dragon Slayer, as Daniel Garcia is now calling himself. It's going to be an absolutely insane match. I can't wait to see it. And on the WWE side, we've been getting a lot more returns as of late. We saw the return of Hit Row a couple of weeks ago, or I should say last week. Minus Swerve, which makes sense because Swerve Strickland is now part of the AEW roster, so naturally makes sense that he wouldn't be there. Also, we're hearing more and more reports, allegedly, my apologies there, from sources within the professional wrestling industry, stating that AEW talent is apparently a lot more open to potentially going, or in some cases returning to WWE, especially now that Triple H is in charge of creative. And also, we're getting more professional wrestling on WWE programming, which is incredible to see. This past Friday on SmackDown, we got Walter. To me, he's always going to be Volta. He's always going to be Volta. To me, doesn't matter what it says on that graphic on the screen. But we had Walter and Shinsuke Nakamura in an incredible match for the Intercontinental Championship. We're living in another golden era of wrestling, and it's just getting started. Both AEW and WWE are both going to be giving us the best product possible. They want the most eyes on their product. Makes sense. AEW, obviously, they're sticking to their guns. They are the alternative brand, which is totally okay. WWE, they're, at least right now, we're still just a few weeks into the Triple H era of WWE programming, but it appears we're getting much more of a balance between the professional wrestling and the sports entertainment. We're obviously seeing different superstars getting pushed right now. We see Ciampa, Walter, Shinsuke Nakamura, people that weren't really getting used maybe a whole lot on the main roster for one reason or another are getting pushed now. Obviously, we have returns. We had the return of Hit Row. We had the return of Dexter Lumis, Karrion Kross, Scarlett. It's shaping up to be a great time. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are more released talents making their way back to WWE. Also, don't let me forget Dakota Kai as well. It's shaping up to be an incredible time. AEW, obviously, they're not exactly, how do I say this? They're doing the best shows possible with the talent that they have right now. You know, they have Moxley, they have Daniel Garcia, Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho. The entire roster is stacked. Both rosters are looking incredibly stacked right now. Like I said, it's going to be a great time in the professional wrestling industry. As the weeks have gone on in the Triple H era, it seems that more and more of the Vince McMahon era is slowly starting to fade away. My main thing, and I really wish that they can get rid of this sooner rather than later, they're doing great right now. That shaky cam, that was such a staple. The Kevin, whoever is in charge of it, Kevin Dunn or whoever it is, no more of the shaky cam. Just let the camera track the movements of the superstars. You don't got to get fancy with it. Just enough of the shaky cam. And like I said, we're only getting started here. It's going to be just a great era. Now, my real question is, what's going to happen to NXT now that Triple H is in charge? Are they going to go back to the black and gold? Are they going to continue to do the NXT 2.0 color explosion, whatever they're doing? There's still a lot of questions to be answered, but keep in mind, we're only about 3 weeks into this era. We got a long way to go, and I'm sure that they're still trying to figure out everything that they possibly can. Also, another thing that I really can't wait for, in a couple of weeks we have All Out on the AEW side of the house. in Chicago. CM Punk has returned. I wouldn't be surprised if the main event at All Out, which is probably going to be CM Punk versus Jon Moxley, to finally unify the AEW World Championship once again and to find out who's going to be the champion. I wouldn't be surprised one bit, actually, of it, if MJF finally made his return to AEW. We don't know where he's been since that last Dynamite at the Forum where he cut that absolutely brilliant pipe bomb promo of his. I want to see a shocker. Now, obviously, I'm not the booker. I don't make the decisions. But just imagine this. Indulge me for a second. MJF comes through the crowd. CM Punk is on the verge of recapturing the AEW World Championship that he never lost to begin with, but to unify the belts. MJF comes out, screws CM Punk out of the championship. Think about it. He doesn't target anyone else in AEW. Not Moxley. He just goes after Punk. The heat from that crowd, that would be, in my opinion, a perfect way to rekindle this feud between Punk and MJF. We thought maybe it was over because we had that dog collar match at Revolution, but it doesn't have to be over. It really doesn't. Or, another way that one could potentially flip this, Punk wins, MJF comes out at the end of the pay-per-view, works his way back up the rankings, gets the title shot, and he wins. Now, it doesn't have to be a clean finish. MJF is a very dastardly heel, after all. If MJF, used the Dynamite Diamond Ring, every dirty trick in the book to his advantage, and won the AEW World Championship, that would be utterly incredible to me. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm not Tony Khan. I don't make the booking decisions. I don't know what the status is of MJF's contract. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Is he just going to sit at home until 2024? Who knows? I mean, hopefully not. He's an incredible talent. Right now, he's still extremely young. I would say use that time to get even better ring standpoint, but from a promo standpoint as well, because we know he can get a great promo. But he's still just getting started in his career. These are all questions that I can't wait to see answered, honestly. It's going to be an incredible time in the professional wrestling industry, and I'm going to be here for all of it. If it sounds a little quieter once again on this recording, it's because I'm still getting used to this new microphone, still trying to figure out what levels are good, what levels are bad. If it sounds a little odd, let me know in the comments. I'll fix it. I'm still learning. But I do thank you all for listening, and time for, once again, the shameless plugging of my other material. Obviously, this is going to appear on Spotify. There is also a donation page in the Spotify page for the show. If you feel so kind, please donate. It'll help get even better audio equipment so I can continue to record the show. Also, I'd love to be able to potentially produce some merch for you guys. That would be incredible as well. And also, more of my music is now on Spotify as well. I just dropped actually a new bit of music today, a piece called Transitions. It's currently on YouTube Music. It should be on Spotify within the next day or two under the name Wolfie Mo. Hope y'all check it out. Hope y'all like it. I am also on TikTok. No, you're never going to see my face on TikTok. I don't even like looking at my own face that much. But my TikToks are there to promote my music, to promote my shows, to promote what I do. And I do thank you all for listening to us here on Talking Smarks. Keep in mind we live tweet during AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, the AEW pay-per-views as well. Should anything change with the other content that we cover, you will be notified first. You can follow the show on Twitter at Talking Smarks. You can follow me on Twitter at Wolfie Molina. You can also follow Talking Smarks on Instagram at Talking Smarks regularly. And I do thank you all for listening, and you have a great day.